We are currently living through the greatest technological gold rush in human history. Every corporate boardroom, small business masterclass, and tech newsletter is echoing the same urgent warning: adapt to artificial intelligence or be left behind. In response to this pressure, millions of business owners have rushed to purchase software licenses, created corporate accounts on platforms like ChatGPT and Claude, and instructed their teams to start using AI to optimize their daily work. But behind the flashy marketing headlines and the social media hype, there is a silent, costly crisis occurring across the business landscape. The brutal reality of 2026 is that over 90% of businesses completely fail when attempting to implement artificial intelligence into their operations. They spend thousands of dollars on modern software, dedicate weeks of team hours to training, and yet when they look at their bottom line revenue, their profit margins, or their actual operational speed, the needle hasn't moved. In many cases, fragmented AI adoption has actually made their businesses slower, more chaotic, and harder to manage. Today, we are going to pull back the curtain on why this massive failure rate is happening, expose the foundational mistakes that are draining corporate resources, and outline the exact strategic framework required to turn artificial intelligence from an expensive novelty into a high-performance engine for your business. To understand why 90% of AI implementations fail, we must look at the first and most common trap: the isolated software illusion. When most business owners think about adopting AI, they picture their employees opening a browser tab, typing a prompt into a chatbot window, and copying the result. They use AI as an advanced spell checker, a basic search engine, or a quick way to draft a generic email template. This is not business automation. It is merely fragmented digital assistance. When you treat AI as an isolated tool that sits on an individual employee's desktop, you fail to achieve any real operational leverage. The employee is still acting as a manual bridge between your business data and the AI engine. They have to manually copy information out of your customer database, manually paste it into a prompt window, review the output, and then manually copy it back into your internal systems. This workflow does not eliminate manual labor. It simply shifts it around. If your team is still spending their day copying and pasting information between disconnected browser tabs, you haven't automated anything. You have just added an incredibly expensive, unmonitored step to an already inefficient human process. The second foundational mistake that dooms AI implementation to failure is the belief that artificial intelligence can fix a fundamentally broken process. There is an immutable law in computer science: garbage in, garbage out. If your business operations are currently disorganized, if your customer relationship management system is messy, if your sales tracking is inconsistent, and if you lack clear standard operating procedures, implementing artificial intelligence will not solve your problems. It will simply accelerate your chaos. Artificial intelligence requires structure, logic, and clean data parameters to operate effectively. If you ask an advanced AI agent to automate your customer follow-up process, but you don't have a standardized, clean database of your customer's actual history, preferences, and status, the AI will fail. It will send the wrong messages to the wrong clients at the wrong times. It will generate errors at scale, alienate your audience, and force your human team to spend days cleaning up the automated mess. Too many founders blame the technology for a failed rollout, when the real culprit was a total lack of internal operational structure before the technology was ever introduced. The third critical mistake is the absence of an integrated data feedback loop. Many businesses successfully use AI to generate an initial result, such as spinning up a marketing campaign or capturing an inbound lead, but they have no automated pipeline to handle what happens next. They collect hundreds of potential customer inquiries through an automated chatbot, but those leads simply sit dead in a spreadsheet because there is no automated system to instantly assign them to a salesperson, trigger a follow-up call, or initiate a nurturing sequence. The front end of the funnel is high-tech, but the back end is entirely manual. Without a continuous interconnected ecosystem where every action automatically triggers the next logical operational milestone, your AI investments remain isolated islands of capability rather than a cohesive corporate engine. So, how do the top 10% of companies succeed where everyone else fails? How do you build an architecture that actually extracts massive, measurable return on investment from artificial intelligence? The answer lies in shifting your entire corporate mindset from viewing AI as a collection of individual tools to viewing AI as core business infrastructure. True AI integration begins with an operational audit, not a software purchase. Before you write a single line of text or log into a single platform, you must map out the exact dependencies of your business workflows. You must trace the life cycle of a single customer from the exact moment they discover your brand, to the moment they call your office, to the moment they receive an invoice, and ultimately to how they are onboarded and supported. Once this workflow is explicitly mapped, you do not look for ways to give your employees AI shortcuts. Instead, you build systemic automation layers between your existing software systems using advanced application programming interfaces and central automation hubs. You build an ecosystem where your systems talk directly to other systems, completely bypassing manual human intervention. In a successful corporate architecture, the AI operates natively in the background. When an incoming prospect calls your company, they interact with an intelligent voice agent that is directly synchronized with your live calendar and your customer database. When that agent schedules an appointment, that event automatically signals your back-end infrastructure to generate a personalized client brief, update your sales team's tracking boards, and initiate a targeted behavioral text sequence. The technology isn't an extra task that your employees have to manage. It is the underlying pipeline that moves your entire business forward automatically. Furthermore, successful implementation requires establishing strict parameter guardrails and specific operational frameworks. You must design your AI systems with clear, unambiguous boundaries, ensuring that the software has access to the exact context, data sets, and rules it needs to make accurate decisions without human oversight. When you build this level of structural precision into your company, the technology ceases to be an unpredictable experiment and becomes a highly reliable, incredibly fast digital workforce that scales infinitely without increasing your payroll overhead. The ultimate lesson of modern business execution is that tools alone do not create wealth. Architecture creates wealth. The companies that will thrive over the next decade are not the ones with the most software subscriptions, but the ones with the most integrated operational systems. They understand that artificial intelligence is the ultimate amplifier, but it requires a solid foundation of business logic, clean data pipelines, and systemic integration to deliver true competitive advantage. At Plato AI, we do not build isolated tools or offer generic software templates. We architect the comprehensive back-end AI infrastructure, the intelligent voice receptionists, and the interconnected data loops that transform chaotic businesses into highly profitable automated enterprises. We design the system so you can enjoy the scalability. If you are ready to stop wasting capital on failed software rollouts and ready to implement true algorithmic leverage that scales your bottom line, make sure to hit that subscribe button. We share the precise engineering blueprints, operational strategies, and architectural frameworks required to build a business that operates flawlessly 24 hours a day. Welcome to the discipline of true business automation. We are Plato AI.